As a bocher yet, I once heard from somebody that someone told him that person heard a word on Yechidus from the Rebbe, a remes to the minig that the Baal Shem Tov instituted, that you should say the Tehilim, Kapitol Tehilim, according to your age. It means if you're 13, you say Kapitol Yudalet, if you're 14, you say Kapitol Tezvav, etc., etc. And the remes the Rebbe told him is that Kapitol Ayin Beis finishes off with the words Kolut Tfilis David ben Yishai, which means the tefillos of David are finished, which seems a pashta, that means that's when David passed away. So it seems that when David passed away, he was saying that Kapitol, and that's Kapitol Ayin Beis. But the Gemara says in Brochas that really Kapitol Aleph and Kapitol Beis are really one Kapitol. So Kapitol Ayin Beis is really Kapitol Ayin Aleph. So here we see that when David HaMelech passed away when he was 70, he said Kapitol Ayin Aleph. So it's a remes to this. I told Rabbi Yoel, he was working on Lekutei Sichos then, and I was a little bit involved with it, but not much. But I used to, talk to him about it and work a little bit. And I told him this word, and I said it's a word from the Rebbe that we don't find in any Sicha, it's not in any letter, it's an interesting word, and the word will be forgotten. So when it comes to, if you ever come across an opportunity, writing a Sicha, which brings out this Nekude of saying the Kapitol Tehilim according to your age, so I think it's a good idea. You make it as a Hora, because it's the Rebbe's word. So Rabbi Yoel tells me, I'm not going to do it. I said, why not? So he said, because I know what's going to happen. I know the way it works by the Rebbe. The Rebbe is going to ask, but how does it fit to the meaning that it is that Kapitol Aleph and Beis are two separate Kapitol? So it doesn't fit. And why don't we say it that way? The Rebbe is going to ask a shayla, and I can't write something that I have no full understanding of it. And the Rebbe is going to make a question about it and say to me, why did you write it? It's not really so and so, etc. He didn't want to do it. Fine, so he didn't do it. Later on, when we the Bochum started writing Lekutei Sichos, that's in Tovshin, Lamed Gimel, Lamed Daled. So there was an opportunity in the Sicha that came out for Tildes Tovshin Lamed Daled, which is a Sicha from Pashas Chaisor Tovshin Lamed, but the Sicha, and there it mentions this inyan of saying the Kapitol according to your age. So since it was in my hands, so I made a Hora, wrote a Hora, that this is when it mentions in the Sicha that this meaning, that there's a remes to this, and I wrote this remes. And what taka happened to Peil? Rebbe was magi at it. Actually, the ha'ara that I wrote l'chila was a small one, just that word as a remes, because that's what we heard the Rebbe said. The Rebbe added to it, made the ha'ara much bigger, twice or three times the size, added different things into the ha'ara, and the ha'ara came out in the Sicha for Shabbos, Pashatil, the Tovshin Lamed Daled, the Sicha came out, and this ha'ara was there. Shabbos by Fabrengen, the Rebbe spoke about it. And the Rebbe said, how could we say such a thing? And even though it says in the Hora that this is only written l'chidude, v'raya l'chidude, that chidude means for sharpness, it's not a real raya, but still it has to be uzgehalten, and it's not uzgehalten, because by us it's not one kapitel, it's two kapitel at the time it was, and the Rebbe went to the Holariches, and the Rebbe was masbirit, but the Rebbe, so to speak, started off by saying it, how could it be written that way, when it's really not, and he explained it. And after Shabbos, the Rebbe said that that whole beer should be written up and it should be made as a hisofer to the Sicha. So next week, the Likud that came out in the back, there was a long hisofer to the Sicha of the week before, to this inyan, to this ha'ara. And when they printed, look at the Sichas Chelik Yud, the Sicha is printed with the ha'ara. And after Tildes Aleph in the Sichas Chelik Yud, there's a big hisofer there, which is of that Sicha. But what I saw then, that Rabbi Yoel had the proper understanding in the Rebbe's Sugang. He knew how things are. Lepeil Baruch Hashem worked out, the Hora is there, and the Rebbe spoke about it, but that's what he was afraid of actually happened. See, I think it's a Hora, you write it, it's the Rebbe's Avort, and that's it. But he had a deeper understanding, and he understood that something like this, but the Rebbe nicht durchlosen, he's not going to let it go through just like this. And that's why he was afraid that he'll get caught up in this, and he won't know what to answer, won't know what to do. The Peil, it worked out. But I saw then, when after this, the Rebbe said this, and spoke about this Fabrengen, I saw that Rabbi Yoel had a verstand. And he had the chush of Chapin Guf, how the Rebbe would react to things like this. And as we see, that the Taka happened.